the enemy will provide us with an opportunity, and that's exactly what happened there. And that's honestly, and I've talked about that. I think I talked about this last week. That's exactly why I never surrender games when I'm playing ranked. I don't care how bad it is. I just like they could make a mistake. Somebody could disconnect. There could be a Wi-Fi issue. I don't know. Something could happen, and we can get this game back under roll. But man, what a victory for 9Z Globant, and I wonder if that kind of sets Alpha7 back a bit here. You had everything under your control, or do they come back with a vengeance here now that they realize, oh man, we messed up?
Yes, for sure. Maybe they won't be making that same mistake this time around. They're like, okay, maybe we're being a little too much there. Okay, now we'll play right. So it might have been that might have been the reason. So all right, let's get into the draft here though. We have Fanny Ban and Phobius to start with Freya as well.
Yeah, so now waiting for the second binning here coming out from Alpha7. Assuming there's still like Baxia open, Zunshin also open here. Oh no, yeah, Zunshin now is the second binning from Alpha7. So working on like this in this meta and the heroes that we are used to see more here. Like Baxia could be the next one. Phobius from Alpha7, because they are allowed to use Phobius, not 9Z Globant, can be a very good one. So there's so many options here, so many heroes that we can discuss here. So I'll just wait for it.
I mean, Baxia is going to be that big one. Thea, I think we're going to kind of off ban here. Maybe you go with the Uranus so that you can pick up the Harley. Oh no, you're going to go with the Eve again here. So you've got the choice of Marcel, Baxia here. Suyo, which hasn't really been a priority pickup, especially because 9Z Globant can't pick it up, and it's still an option for the side of Alpha7. So I don't think they go with the Suyo ban here. I'm assuming it's going to be the Baxia. It's been the priority for a lot of these teams for the most part when it comes to these final bans out here. And then I don't even know what you go with the pickup if you're 9Z. But last time they went with the Claude. I mean, and as much as I was kind of like a little bit of questionable about the Claude being your first pickup, it ended up being one of the saving graces of their last match as well, is to get Gusta La Gusta on something comfortable, something that's going to be able to dominate. And maybe that's where you kind of go here. Maybe that's where your focus lies, is getting Gusta La Gusta on something that he's good on.
Yeah, it seems like they're gonna go ahead and ban out that Harith here, trying to take out, you know, any ammunition that Gusta La Gusta may have. Yeah, so they're target banning that for sure.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about. Like if they couldn't ban a Harith here, I think that would be the first choice here for 9Z Globant. But now when it comes to the goal lane here, like with Harith banned, no Claude, no carry here, so maybe there are still some choices left, like Moskov or Bruno, for example. But the first choice here for 9Z Globant is going to be Baxia.
And then here, if you're on the side of Alpha7, do you go with, I thought they picked Valentina. Oh yeah, they did pick Valentina last game. So, I mean, Marcel is an option. However, you still have Valentina as an option on the side of 9Z Globant, so they can answer that back immediately. Maybe that's something that you save the roam for the next pick here. Go maybe in for a mid and a marksman pickup possibly, and then try to shut down marksmans on your second banning phase if you're decided Alpha7. It could go anywhere. I'm honestly, I just kind of want to know. I want to know what the conversation is like over on the side of Alpha7. If they're, I mean, they're from a lot of what we've seen, they're a good group of guys who have like an outstanding amount of respect for each other. So I know for a fact that there's not going to be any blaming going on there. I think they all can pretty much be like, all right, yeah, we messed up, boys. let's clean ourselves up and let's try to close this one out here. Cho and Moskov, an early Cho pick, which is really interesting to me here. Possibly to get the Way of the Dragon onto the Baxia to be able to kind of shut him down a bit.
Or they're trying to scare any possibilities of anything that Cho can Cho can counter. So they're probably like, oh, we're gonna put this out here so you can't choose it. Let's see what else you choose. I don't know, maybe that could be their strategy there with that. Moskov is, like we've seen before, he's really great with getting around the map pretty quickly. Oh, there's the Marcel though on the side of 9Z and Valentina as well, so they aren't able to counter it on Alpha7 side. Interesting.
Yeah. I'm thinking about like a Cho's pick here, maybe to force a 9Z Globant to use some mid lane with some kind of mobility, maybe Valentina or Kimi, for example. Because if 9Z was like thinking about Gord or Valier, for example, with no escape, with no mobility, it could be a good situation for the show here to use the Way of the Dragon to isolate someone here to get a specific pick off before an objective, for example. But now here, seeing that Alpha7 guaranteeing an X-Borg, and it brings a possibility to Xborg being in a jungler or in an XP lane, more to the jungle to be honest, but it has the possibility to head on XP lane.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna fit more into the jungler way. And I was trying to think, I'm pretty sure Last Insanity gets frozen by the golden hour, correct? So what happens after that? After the golden hour ends, does the Last Insanity finally explode, or is it negated entirely because it would have exploded in the golden hour? I assume that the damage just comes after after the golden hour.
Freezes,
so yeah, so that's gonna be very interesting to kind of play into too. Is that you see the golden hour go off, all the damage that's gonna come out here. There's a possibility of what? Do you go Beatrix on the side of 9Z Globant, which has been a big I want to say it's been a big one of those big contenders with Marcel to come out with that. I forgot what the machine gun is called though, but it does a lot of damage. That's really kind of puts a huge amount of AOE spread onto the opponents.
Both teams are taking their sweet time with these bans. They're making sure. They're like, are we sure we want to ban this? Are you sure? But they're gonna go ahead and ban the Gord here on the side of a 9Z because they don't want to leave much options open. That's what they need here for the side of Alpha7, which is the mage and the EXP laner, or Rome, unless if they put Cho on that EXP lane. So
yeah, maybe Alpha7 can ban Bruno here, for example, to take out from Gus or Lagusta. Or working on XP lane here, maybe a Lapu or Alice here from Chino. This could be another interesting ban from
Alpha7. I was about to say something about 1-1. They're like, well, here you go. You can't 1-1 here no more.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that, but that's okay. It calls respect here for Augusta Lagusta private.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm still in disbelief from that last match. I'm trying to figure out where you go from here. For me, it's more so not even that they were able to turn it around, but how dominant Alpha7 were. The draft didn't look that bad to me when I saw it. Like I wasn't looking at this draft and being like, oh my god, 9Z is about to get destroyed. But Alpha7 just took such dominance of it that I'm actually kind of questioning what I understand about drafting, especially when you're talking about one side that has a coach, one side that doesn't. And this is something I've talked about before. Sometimes, depending on the team, not having a coach can just be a lot smoother, especially if these guys on Alpha7 are so knowledgeable themselves about their lanes, because you add that into them understanding what they can play instead of what looks good on paper and what looks good as a counter. They understand where their strengths lie, so their picks might not be the perfect draft, might not be the perfect counters, but it is enough because they know what heroes they're strong with and that they can try to pull out there as well for a lot of these teams. Ooh, very interesting, as we do have a Lunox pickup out there. That if it's able to get close enough to the Boxia, can possibly be able to burst it down there. And I think it kind of offsets the possibility of a lot more of a tankier composition coming out from 9Z Globant.
Yes, for sure. Lunax, I was thinking that would be a good pick, but more so on the side of 9Z. But then, would they use Lunax in the gold lane anymore? I know they used to do that before, so. But I'm like, I don't know what they would pick here. Frig. Yeah.
Experience the euphony of suffering.
Granger and Lapu. Okay, actually.
All right. So, okay. When it comes to Gusta La Gusta, everything is possible, especially like playing very good with this Granger here. Even though I'm not a big fan because you have to work on skill shot, for example. Lapu on XP lane here brings some like more free zone for Chino, so it is very interesting for 9Z Globant. But now waiting for the last pick here for Alpha7. Assuming there is still XP lane here left, so Joy.
Oh, Joy.
That's what I thought. So no. Wait. Okay. Hasu on. Okay. Hasu on XP lane here with Xborg. Sorry.
Yeah, so the drafts are locked in for here. My only question sometimes kind of comes out, Lapu, diving into the back line, who is your target? Who are you going to be able to take down here? He's going to be able to be tanky, hopefully create some type of separation between Alpha7's back line and the front line that will allow 9Z Globant to be able to facilitate a lot of those objective pushes. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm thinking why I'm eating my bread here. So, when it comes to, especially with Alpha7 composition, with Flick with Joy here, it's a great finisher. Frost with a very late game hero, and Upatizi with the split push situation. That could be very interesting because this composition from Alpha7 has a lot of damage, when it comes to that execution. With the high burst, when the last insanity, Joy with the rhythm, and Lunox with the true damage here. So I think at Alpha7, it's they are compensating the lack of resistance that could be on this composition so far. But now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Land of Dawn one more time. This is the game number 3. 9Z Globant versus Alpha7. Everything is tied up here, Private.
Yeah, I want to say, ooh, Joyce tried to sneak in there to find themselves a little wanderer, but it was secured up by 9Z Globant. Speaking of which, actually, Luisinho looking to try to go ahead and invade early already. Paquito actually very low on the back side here, taking a little bit of damage there. A little Albero Crazy does use that flicker to get out of harm's way. Flick already down to about half health, and Luisinho trying to continue on the pressure into enemy territory.
9Z Globant trying to cause this pressure on the Alpha7 jungle so far here in the very first minute. Playing aggressive, playing forward here to trying to deny this farm so far. As we're seeing now the emblems that, oh my goodness, pure rage for Boxia, Valentina. Oh, in the mid lane here it comes.
Yeah, a little bit of an engagement there. Both teams just saying a little bit of a hello there. You can see already on the side, Hesu trying to go ahead and scoop up some minions there. Paquito on the backside getting vision for his team, trying to thread that to his team as well. Gold minion does look like it gets picked up there by Hesu as well. Now trying to spray on that damage. True damage going to be coming out with all those full stacks coming out from that pickup there. Now at level 3, almost at level 4, so he's going to have that last insanity. Yeah, he has the last insanity now. Out comes the bravest fighter immediately from 9Z Globant as well. A little bit of a stun lands onto Paquito and Hesu, looking for the jumps in there. Jikundo from Paquito. Ooh, almost taken down very low. In comes the last insanity. Electrifying beats as well. Fashion finds and secures the turtle for the side of 9Z Globant, but Upatizi comes in, is able to find a kill of his own. Actually, yeah, the only kill was for Alpha7 there. The turtle went over to 9Z Globant though.
Yes, yes. So the first turtle here goes for 9Z Globant. Meanwhile, Upatiza was like able to join the fight, get the first kill here, the first blood. But even though he gave Gusta the opportunity to take some gold energy on the top side, but now here in the mid lane, 2v3. Oh, here they come.
Yeah, Way of the Dragon followed up by the Golden Hour from Alboro Crazy. Now flicking a little bit of trouble here, taking a heap of damage as Fashion comes in to secure that escape for Alboro Crazy, and he is able to find himself an escape. And Paquito, I mean, I feel like Paquito's doing a good job here. This is what I expected from game one when it came to 9Z Global for their pick. Instead, they kind of went with that Kaja pick up there. So maybe it kind of comes into a diff of the players' comfortability when it comes to being having a Cho on their team. You can see here Paquito down very low is going to have to go back to base here. Next, a turtle will be up in 40 seconds.
Yeah, so we didn't talk about too much about like Marcel's situation here and on 9Z Globant's composition. Working with the idea with maybe the Rhapsody here from a Granger, for example, or Chino using the ultimate with the Golden Hour to stack the time enough to 9Z Globant to compensate the follow-up for damage. So it's a good chance here for Marcel working on this case. Not only for disengage, as we are using to see at most of the time, but now Paquito.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like he's actually using he's using a lot of these golden hours pretty much on cooldown. I appreciate that. I like to see that coming out there where we don't have to hold on to these ultimates all the time, and it's still able to go ahead assist 9Z Globant, able to go ahead and pick themselves up another turtle.
Someone is eating a lot. I want some, Zina. Please, I'm hungry. But now here comes to the game. The second turtle goes for 9Z Globant so far. Working on this macro here. Oh, here comes Paquito. Oh.
Yeah, he wasn't able to kind of close the distance fast enough. Alboro Crazy doing a good job making sure that he has that, is able to get that information, get that viewing, and that vision for his team. Ooh, Paquito actually takes a little bit of a stunt there. I feel like the only thing that we're kind of lacking, I do like the use of the golden hour here. The only thing that I feel like we're lacking is Albero Crazy is able to go in and get a lot of the CC that we usually see from Marcel when he's being like really, really offensive. Goes in, gets the stun, runs out away, which does a great job of being able to set up for his team when it comes to kills. You see a little bit of a gank up at top, that information already fed to Gusta La Gusta, and they both go ahead and try to get away from that top tower. Oop, gonna go in there, trying to get some a little bit of a stun up at the top, and Albero Crazy still kind of continuing walking around with Gusta La Gusta, trying to assist him with a little bit of that farming.
Yeah, way even better than Kaja on the first game, right? Using the Marcel on that composition, because I think that Albero Crazy, like, it feels more comfortable with Marcel here, working on stacks, especially on this crowd control. But now, Chino was in trouble because 4 players on Alpha7 was heading down on the bottom side, but now heading on the mid lane because on the top side.
Oh my God, Upatizi tried. He was able to dodge. He dodged, I think, Luisinho twice as he came in there. Even was able to spear him away. But now, Albero Crazy comes in, Flick able to find himself a retribution on this turtle. Even with the golden hour out there, 9Z Globant not able to offend that pickup of the turtle by Alpha7. A tower has been picked up by 9Z Globant up at the top.
Radiant armor now on Luisinho's hands here on 9Z's Globant's composition, but now in the mid lane here, so 4v3. Frostblood heavy.
Yeah, huge amount of damage there. We're going to use that brilliance to get ourselves out of harm's way, but Frostblade Eve almost was able to one-shot Feshin, who has to find a quick ride home.
Yeah, so he has to back home now. Has to with no Faragher armor so far, but still interesting situation for 9Z Globant because they are taking down the tower number 1 on the top side so far. We see the items here now. Gusta Lagusta with the Hunter Strike and Sky Pierce here. So confident to get the second item here to stack this possible kills on this team fight. Excursion Sight and Golden Staff for Moskov, as we know that he's working on split burst, especially with the Globot, with ultimate, like the global presence of the ultimate. Oh, in the jungle!
Yeah, I see that Faraga armor comes off of Hess, who's gonna have to use that flicker to get himself away. Stun came down there from a Chino, but he does not connect. He's not gonna have that that ultimate for another, I believe it's like 33 seconds at this point in the match. 1-on-1 right now. 9Z Globant taking on Alpha7 here. A little bit of an engagement at bottom. Drop. Oh, 5-man push. Paquito sees it coming, is going to try to disengage from this tower. Golden Hour is out. Rest of the team looking to be able to capitalize. And Paquito still able to get away. Gusta Lagusta able to go ahead and get the finishing touches on that tower. Out comes the stun. But the Faraga armor came online just in time.
Yeah, meanwhile, you've seen Flick on the tower number 2 on the top side. Alpha7 working so well on the macro, but now he can be chasing down.
Oh, yeah, you can see Flick on the other side being chased down by the entirety of Alpha7. Is he going to be able to get away? He's going to turn around there. Way. Electrifying beats us out. He gets away as the team realizes that the Lord is up, and maybe they need to turn their attention to that, because you know Flick would have taken them through the trenches to try to elongate that fight so that Alpha7 and Hesu might have been able to pick up a sneaky Lord from 9Z Globant. So a great read by this team.
Speed Racer, is that you? Even though the flicker from About Crazy. Oh my goodness, I saw the Spear of Destruction. I thought that he was able to steal this is the Lord, right? Is the Lord? Yes, the Lord from 9Z Globant, but no. Meanwhile here now, Alpha7 trying to take down the tower. Oh!
Yeah, Chino gets away with the dragon out there. Golden Hour is out as well. Paquito in trouble. Are they going to be able to find that escape? He is able to find his, he just walks away. I was going to say he Jeet Kundo, but he just walked away out of that. Feshin finds a kill onto Hesu here. This game not looking terrible for the side of 9Z Globant.
Not terrible at all here now with the Lord heading on the top side here. With no tower number 1, but now here they still focusing on the mid lane. Here we go.
Yeah, Feshin goes in underneath the tower. Flick comes in as well, looking for, he was going to look for an engagement there, but the IMU brilliance from Feshin kept him out of harm's way. Very low on this mid tower. You know, 9Z is looking for a way to be able to take that down early. Now going to go ahead and force their will up at the top. It's just Hesu up there. Does have the Faraga armor, gets frozen, and he has the last insanity, gets back underneath his tower. And a flicker does not save him as Luisino is right there to take advantage. Upatizi comes in, finds a kill on Gusta Lagusta on the back end, still laying down the damage as Flick finds a kill onto Feshin. Chino able to answer back. 3 down for the side of 9Z Globant. Chino not long as Paquito with the way of the dragon finds an answer for him.
It was a disaster now for 9Z Globant. At least they took down the tower number 2 on the top side. They were too deep to get this Hesu kill here, and the price was too high for them. They lost 4 players in the process. They lost the tower number 1 here on the mid lane. I was about to ask because they were doing the proxy between among the tower number 1 and 2 in the mid lane, and they didn't take him down. They choose to head to the top side and get the kill on Hesu and destroy the tower number 2. Well, the life is about choices here, so the choices were taken by 9Z Globant. They have to deal with the consequences.
Yeah, that's unfortunate too. When you think about priority of towers, even though the top was a tier 2 tower, I feel that mid, we've talked about it before, mid tower, when that goes down, it just opens up your side of the map for the enemy so well that it has to be protected and it has to be a priority. Being able to open that up on the side of Alpha7 would have given 9Z Globant just a huge advantage. And here you could see it kind of coming back and swinging back for Alpha7. They're able to kind of, they've got a lot of momentum behind them. Next, the Lord is up though.
Yeah, next Lord here immediately started by Alpha7, Hesu. 90 Globant has the knowledge here.
Yeah, they're trying to come in. Bro Crazy does find himself a little bit of a stun. Brilliance comes out from the mage. Paquito in trouble is going to use a little bit of a jump to get himself underneath his tower. Neither team really looking to start the Lord just yet. You see a lot of baiting coming out from Hesu and Luisinho. Luisinho, I feel like 9Z Globant, they want this Lord. They want to get the breathing room that it offers. On the backside, Flick looking to go find himself a flank on his side there. Luisinho taking some damage there. Paquito, Jeet Kundo looking to get the jump on the Feshin. Does not find it. Very low on the Lord just yet, as Luisinho able to find the retribution there as well. Alpha7 now looking for the kills on the back end. Flick does find Gusta Lagusta. Frost Lane E finds a kill onto her opponent in the mid lane as well. That's Feshin down for the count as Chino finally able to take down Alpha7's jungler. Flick is down for the count. That's going to be the first one down for Alpha7, and the rest of them going to go ahead and lay waste to this Lord before it even reaches the first tower.
Yeah, 9Z Globant here got the Lord, but it was for nothing because the Lord here is already melted down by Alpha7. They lost 2 plays in the process again. Meanwhile, Flick was taken down by Alpha7's side here. So, when we look on the game after 14 minutes so far here, like, the game is, for me, it's very close. It's tied up. As we've seen the items here so far, Hallbeard and Malefic again. Oh, here comes a little crazy.
Yeah, Paquito in a little bit of trouble there. They do use that golden hour to cut off his escape. Gusta Lagusta is able to find himself a kill there. His first one of the game, sitting at 1, 2, and 5. The entire score 6-7, with nary almost a 1K gold lead by Alpha7. So very much still tied for both of these teams.
Very tight here for both teams. Oh, there's so much longer for the next Lord, actually. So now both teams are working on this macro. Both teams are working on this situation here. Now, 9Z Globant heading for the bottom lane here to trying to focus, but now they're trying to get back. They're holding back here, especially to the base, because they know that there was a big mini waves coming up on the top side here. So Chino was there to avoid, to clean this mini waves, and now the focus is on the river. Paquito is more aggressive. Oh.
On the Granger side, Gusta Lagusta is building, I believe we saw the golden rose gold meteor out there. Ooh, Hesu gets caught out there. Faraga armor bursted down. Now we have a big fight here as Paquito gets very low. Golden hour in the mid whale. Burl Crazy very low. Has the concealed play there as Flick looking for the kill. Hesu goes down, but Flick able to find the kill onto Burl Crazy. Gusta Lagusta able to reply in kind. It's going to be 2 down for the side of Alpha7. Luisinho looking for possibly an engagement, does not find it, but 2 down for the side of Alpha7. Only 1 goes down for 9Z Globant. 8 and 8 apiece.
Oh, so here comes with the pause now here on this 3rd game so far. My goodness, it's so wild. But once again here in the last team fight, it was 2 for 1 for a 9Z Globant with like 20 seconds left for the next Lord. Xena, the game is very, very tied up so far.
Yeah, it's pretty tied up. I think they both learned their lessons and are showing it here and making sure that we have a game to watch this time around for sure. I noticed that even with each Lord that they got, 9Z was not able to do much with it, right? So Alpha7 was able to take it down quickly.
And that just kind of comes with experience for a lot of these teams when it comes to being able to understand what they need to do objective-wise, or not getting a Lord, understanding the cost of things. Like they'll be in a position and they'll be like, all right, do we want to go for Lord right now? We got 2 people out of position here fighting in the back. We should probably go help them. And that's kind of what you get from teams like Alpha7 or Entity 7 when it comes to fighting for this. On the other hand, sometimes you do see those kind of mistakes come out. 9Z Globant, they got themselves a Lord, got themselves turtles, and sometimes take 2 or 3 deaths because of it, because they were so focused on one aspect of the game that they didn't see what would happen with their disengagements there. So that just kind of comes into with experience and macro, being able to take these objectives and being able to push them to get towers. I believe right now Alpha7, I think they're 2 towers up on 9Z Globant, but otherwise still a very tied game for both of them. And I feel like Alpha7 is a bit more organized when it comes to understanding what they need to do, how they need to manage these fights. But man, I gotta say that 9Z Globant, they're kind of a wild card for me when it comes to these things. I feel like there's a lot of fights that probably should go to Alpha7 that 9Z Globant just somehow out of nowhere is able to really find the advantage and turn things around.
Yeah, so you're right here, especially when it comes to this that situation with a 9Z Globant. Able to get the Lords, able to get some objective here, very important ones. Meanwhile, Alpha7 is getting the kills, but now 9Z Globant is more aware about what can happen. Paquito now trying to get this info, trying to do something with this show. Meanwhile, here now it is starting the Lord here to call a 9Z Globant's attention. Meanwhile, they're focusing on the mid lane here and the bottom lane, and they had to get to the Lord here to dance around this objective.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're, you can see the little spread out on the map, especially at the bottom. There's at least 4 players for Alpha7, and I'm wondering if they're looking for maybe the push at the bottom. You can see a little split up there. Shino's going to go ahead and split off from the group as Paquito checks the bush, does find 3 members, going to be able to get that information to his team as well. Hesu continues the slow play on this Lord, pulling it inside, outside, back inside, outside. And it's not even like a bait because the team knows he's there. But you can see the macro. Ooh, at the bottom, a little bit of a fight there comes out from the side of Chino. Does defend himself against 2 members. Paquito and Flick tried, and that's going to open it up for 9Z Globant. They know that there's 2 at the bottom. They're going to go ahead, hurry up and start on this. SOD comes out. Is it going to be enough? Down goes Feshin. Gusta Lagusta looking for an escape from them as Frost, Elaine, Eve going to use that brilliance to get away. Hesu chasing them down as Flick able to finally close the distance on Gusta Lagusta and Alburo. Crazy. It's just Chino alone against the world here, and he is going to be taken down. He buys the time that he can here to avoid the finish a game from Alpha7. They ignored the Lord and they are heading on the mid lane here. Can't be the final here, my friend Private. Yeah, it's just Feshin alone. I don't think that Valentina's going to have much to say here, and that's going to be a quick close for Alpha7 there.
Here comes the victory for Alpha7. One more here in a very tied up game.
Yes, and this makes it game point, right, for the side of 9Z. Let's see if they can kind of come back from this and win this next one. 18-minute mark. That's all they needed. Wipe them out, and they took the win from that.
Well, that's what I was talking about before. Alpha7, they kind of understand. I feel like they understand just a bigger berth of understanding what's going on the battlefield. They know that once they find, when they have like timers that are at like 30 something seconds, how much time does it take with 1 tower on the field? They know that they can close that up very quickly there. You saw them, they immediately rushed right. They didn't even bother for the Lord. And that, like in the moment, even I probably would have questioned that because I'd have to do math. I'd be sitting there like, how much quicker can we take them to Lord? Lord is a safe bet. But here, that's just what it comes with pro teams here to understand. All right, boom, we just got the whole team wipe. We've got minions pushing through our mid lane too. We definitely have this in the bag. It's just going to be Feshin who's going to be able to come up, and we will be able to stop them.
Yeah, and it was really interesting here on this game number 3, especially when it comes to this competition between the two teams, because on one side we saw 9Z Globant here with a very good control of objectives, especially when it comes to the turtles and lords, but Alpha7 was like just way ahead on the team fights, you know, when it comes to Flick here with the Joy causing so much damage and finishing the team fights here. Upatizi with the Spear of Destruction, you know, this ultimate with the global presence all the time here, like he's causing this trouble, he's causing this a problem for 9Z Globant, you know. So Alpha7, when it comes to like a micro working on this team fight, they were even better.
Yeah, you can see here, you take a look at the stats. Gusta Lagusta and Albro Crazy, 100% each when it comes to team fight participation. 92% for Flick and Upatizi, which is actually kind of crazy because I felt like Upatizi was actually split pushing a lot there. But yeah, coming in with a lot of this damage. Even here, able to see Upatizi, how he dodges twice. He makes them work for it. Even though they were able to get that kill, like just absolutely just taking as much time as is needed to be able to take him down.
Yeah. So
Yes.
okay, go ahead, Zina.
No, go ahead.
So we saw here like most, especially on the early game, like 9Z trying to work well, especially like Gusta Lagusta playing safe with Granger, for example, and 9Z Globant trying to find this ways of play aggressive, especially with Albro Crazy with Marcel. It worked for a while, especially on a round objective here, but even though like 9Z was able to guarantee the Lord, for example, the price was too high because the sequence was like the team fight that they were lost 2 players, 3 players. We saw a Maniac here from Flick with a Joy. So from the objectives, it's going to be very good, but to the micro itself, it was for Alpha7.
Oh.
Yes, and when
was that a Maniac or was that a Savage?
Oh, Savage.
Oh, was it the whole Savage? I think someone said Savage at the end in the chat. So here our MVP, of course, is Flick. Made every decision count. They were all over the map and engaging and getting all those kills. So 923 KDA, 52.2k total damage, and 776 golds per minute.
Yeah, it was just a matter of time. They were just kind of waiting for some of those power spikes, waiting for the optimal fight for themselves to be able to kind of turn this one around. Here, as you can see, Golden Hour comes out there onto the back end, though. But Flick, you're going to watch Flick come in here underneath the buff, and then boom, onto the side, catches Gusta Lagusta and Alburo Crazy, then Luisinho, and Chino. So, I mean, and yeah, I think he has to chase down Chino, I believe, in the back end. And yeah, that was definitely, I believe that definitely was a Savage. Come on, camera, get up there.
Wait. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it was a Savage.